So No Good Nick came to Netflix just a little while back in the spring of 2019, and the show, despite having some flaws and being a little cheesy at times, probably not the most prolific piece of writing in TV that I've seen over the last several months, but nevertheless something still very enjoyable. I found the show easily bingeable, really entertaining, and pretty heartfelt as well. So No Good Nick got a part 2. It just came out a few weeks ago at the time of recording, and I almost forgot that it came out at first, but once I binge watched part 2, let's just say I finished it within a day or two. So as you can guess, there was certainly something good about it. But how did I really feel? What is so good about No Good Nick part 2 and what is not good about it? How does it stack up against the first part of this Netflix original sitcom? Let's find out. Hey, how you doing, guys? My name is Ramakrishnan, and welcome to the channel. Here I post videos talking about gaming, movies, TV shows, things of that nature, and today's video is going to be a bit of a review of No Good Nick Part 2. So if you guys are new around here, go to the description below and go check out my review for Part 1. No Good Nick launched on Netflix, I believe it was April of this year, and I made a little review about it, talking about the things I liked, the things I didn't, and whether or not I think you guys should watch it. So go check that out maybe first if you have not seen No Good Nick at all, but maybe you're caught up, maybe you at least watch part 1 and you want to know a little bit about part 2. So not gonna really waste any more time, guys. Let's start talking about part 2 of the Netflix sitcom No Good Nick.
I'm Nick, and I'm still up to no good.
So it's about this girl. Her name is Nicole. She goes by Nick for short, as the title of the show suggests. Nick comes into this house, the Thompson family, a really nice family, honestly, and she cons them, as you would see in the trailers and, the description would say of this show.
No one sees the perfect con coming, especially inside their own home.
So No Good Nick follows Nicole, or Nick. She has a plan. She's got a bigger plan. Without spoiling anything, season 1 sort of gets you into the swing of things with it, and at first you don't really understand anything about why she'd be doing this, and gradually you learn her story, you learn about the people in her life. By the ending of season 1, I think that a lot of questions are still yet to be answered, and that is why season 2 is so important, because it will sort of wrap things up. It comes full circle. It will really be a good conclusion if you liked season 1 and you're left wondering what's gonna happen next. I think season 1 is totally worth watching of No Good Nick. Yeah, please do yourself a favor if you're into sitcoms, if you want to watch a family show, something fun, something lighthearted, go check it out, and then go watch part 2, of course, which we're gonna get into right now.
You have to keep your head in the game. It's easy to get distracted.
Hi, I'm Will.
So guys, I'm gonna be purposely pretty vague at times in this review, only because I don't want to spoil anything. Part 2, it really follows directly what happened in part 1. The story just continues, and honestly, it goes in some amazing directions that I admittedly didn't even expect. The best part about season 2 is just how it wraps the story up. There's a main arc, you know what I mean? Like the overall story of No Good Nick, which you see in part 1 and will continue in part 2. The real story about Nick's purpose. What is she doing with the family? What does it all mean? They do an excellent job at really making it come full circle. I think that they tell a good story. This gives you closure as a fan of the story, you know what I mean? I enjoyed that a lot. I think that if you watch part 2, you'll really get to see what I mean, and you'll be happy with how you can finally learn about Nick, because they leave a lot to sort of be desired, and making you wonder what is going on with this, what's good with this girl, why is she there? And you really get those answers in part 2, and they do a really good job with it.
Everyone is entitled to their secrets. We get to share them at our own time, or not at all.
I think they improved themselves a lot, because I found that the episodes sort of had more weight, if you will. There was some more deeper stuff and more emotional weight, honestly. Everything from relationships to orphans to prison life to losing people in your lives and just all these other things. I think that they do a really good job at balancing some serious things in there.
Hey, can I take a shower or something? I haven't changed my clothes in like 2 days.
Wow, that's super real.
It is a sitcom. It's meant to be funny. It's meant to have that laugh track in there, and it gets stupid at times, but overall I think part 2 is a little more better at emotional depth and weight and balancing that with the comedy, and I really, really appreciate it. So No Good Nick part 2, you see that they focus on family like tenfold. I mean, if you saw that was going to be an element of part 1, obviously, with this girl saying she's a relative to these Thompsons, going to their house and living with them, becoming a part of the family.
Who are you?
I'm Nick. Nick. Nicole Patterson? I'm here to live with you.
Part 2 goes deep with it, and I really liked it because she's getting so close with this family, and the parents and the siblings, they love her, you know what I mean? Like they see her as family, they see her as a daughter and a sister respectively, stepdaughter, stepsister, you know what I mean? No Good Nick Part 2 capitalizes on that. They have a really great story with a lot of dynamics between the family, and I think that despite, you know, like I said, it being a comedy and a sitcom, having a lot of stupid funny stuff, and it does get, you know, a little old at times, like in Part 1. Overall, they told a really great story that followed up on what they already did. They made it all about family, and they really made me, you know, they tugged at my heartstrings a couple times because things got pretty heavy and serious at times, and you feel for these characters. I would say, you know, again, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but you probably, by the ending of Part 2, you're gonna feel emotions for everybody, the main cast, the family, all 4 of them, including Nick herself, so all 5 of them. I just appreciate the fact that they used emotions and they got some serious stuff in there, and they managed to maintain it with the comedy, making it a real delight to watch, in all honesty.
The stakes are higher than ever.
I'm just used to being the only daughter.
She's my best friend.
I think that overall it is, like, you know, really enjoyable. It's easy to binge watch, and you're gonna really love the way every episode ends, because I wholeheartedly felt like I just wanted to keep going, you know what I mean? I hit next episode every time on Netflix because I wanted to know what was next, because they did a really good job at cliffhangers, and that's really important in good storytelling on TV, and No Good Nick surprisingly succeeds at that as just a fun comedy. I think that the laughs and, you know, the jokes and everything landed pretty well overall. I would say, you know, they're relatively consistent. There were a lot of things that probably just were like, all right, you know, you giggle, but I think that the storytelling is mature enough in the sense that, like I was saying previously, you get into emotional stuff, and there's a lot of nice weight on that, and I think that it is serious without being serious, if you will. So I really just liked it, and there is a lot of story to be told and enjoy, I think, in my personal opinion.
If you think you know what's coming, you have no idea.
All right, and that is honestly all I have to say about No Good Nick Part 2. I don't really think that I could have said a whole lot more without spoiling things. And sure, I would love to make a spoiler video, but I just don't see that happening. Though I would love to have a discussion with you guys in the comments below, spoiler free, all about No Good Nick Part 2. So join me down there, guys. Let me know what you think. Did you like Part 2 more than Part 1? Did you enjoy the way they capitalized on the first part storytelling? Did you like how everything kind of gave you closure and came full circle? So let me know in the comments below. Let's have a discussion. Spoiler free, please, just for the people who have not seen it. And hey, I mean, if you enjoyed this video, guys, please give me a thumbs up, helps a lot, and totally subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoyed this kind of content, you want to see some more. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you spending some time here. Hopefully you have gotten enlightened about No Good Nick Part 2, and if you already watched it, well, hopefully you just enjoyed hearing some other thoughts. I know I like to do that when it comes to reviews and whatnot. Thank you again, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.